I'm tired of German's kids all the way down the hall. They're everywhere. I've had.
This is the secondary science group on January 15th, 2015 p.m. session.
All this other stuff going on. I'm tired of it. Dear God, we're breaking that. So not only did that happen, he gave me another room so I could try and keep all the kids in my room.
He has a video out of their legal counsel talking about getting yourself open to massive lawsuits.
Yep.
NSTA says 24.
50 square feet
That's
of
ACS standing for
lab lecture space for middle school students.
Oh, whose standard is that?
It's a firefighter somewhere.
NFPA?
I think so.
I was looking for that reference. If you happen to come across it, I could use that.
I'll send it to you. Well, and when they were building all my rooms, I tried to explain that to them. They go, well, okay, that's fine. We just won't give you that many kids. Well, of course. You know.
Do you have any use for this stuff? Josh?
I think everybody has another copy. Did you get a copy of those? Is Columbia
Well,
published?
and you
Yeah,
said,
that's online.
you said these were just, ended up just being drafts anyway, so the wording and stuff isn't exactly.
I can send an email to Mike if you want one.
Susan,
Uh-huh.
well, I think we're done. But then maybe, this is just me thinking back to whenever I did directions to my kids and think that all covered and they still don't get it. And it says your comments can be copied and pasted from a word processing document or entered directly by typing.
Issue directed by type.
All right, so they know they don't, so that way they know they have options.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, things that we assume,
I know.
you gotta do your class all the time. Seriously, you didn't get my intent there?
Well, that's the difference between online teaching and face-to-face teaching.
Because you can look them in the eye. I know. I
I
like
didn't ask
You
the question.
get, when you're face-to-face teaching, how much explanation you give, and when you online teach, you assume, oh, that's sufficient, and no, it's not. And, yeah. Because I still have that happen.
Online classes, they're NCAA.
We don't. I know.
Where have I had that?
Yeah, but do you really have to get it through NCAA again? And the word was NCAA has gotten out of that business. When I started a new course years ago, I had to fill out the paperwork for NCAA, and they approved. It wasn't online. It was a new course. But I thought that they were done doing that. I thought they were. I thought they were done with that. You might.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
You might double check and see if make sure you really have to do that.
Need this.
Because that's what I've been told in the last few years, that they are not, they're not in the business of accrediting these schools.
Okay, so I have type directly or copy and paste it from a word processing.
That'll work. And one other thing, this is just nitpicking, when you have login as one word, does that mean your actual, like, your login name versus login, is that a process, is that two separate words? Typing, I'm just looking, so nobody can say that science teachers don't know their English and their grammar. Because I always tell kids, you know,
Well, the rule of thumb I know, because like grade book is one item. Grade book is one item, so I have to believe it should be one word. So since login is one action, I believe login is one word. But I understand what you're saying, and I can add a space.
Well, I don't know, I don't know if you're supposed to or not.
Here, let's Google that.
I was just saying, what's Google say?
Yeah, what I do is I keep a Word doc open, and I type it in there and look for the right line,
Yeah,
red
let's
line.
see. Word says grade group is 2 words.
Yes.
Yeah, so some of those things it does, but for me, spelling, I always just have a Word doc open no matter what I'm doing, so I can just put it in there.
It looks like most people think it's one word. Facebook.
Here, I just pulled up something from Google. The Grammarist website says login, spelled as one word, is a noun or an
Is
adjective.
that something that's
Login is 2 words, functions as a verb, so it needs to be 2 words.
Yep. That's the way it's used on the website. On the Google search, it came up that way. As a
I
noun.
typed in login versus log in. It's part of that.
Yeah.
I know.
And as you read the page, it's used both ways.
Yes.
As either a verb or a noun.
Or same letters, just, okay.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, my only issue with it is it's going to be one resource we were using as NGSS. We were looking at feedback on the standards, is when we say that, then they're gonna say, well, what other resources are you
And can we
using?
look at-
And why aren't we doing a standard with
But
that?
the point is we want them to know we are looking at other things besides this one.
While I agree with that, this doesn't quite cover.
Okay, well, I mean,
In my
a
opinion.
different wording is, you know,
Yeah.
I'm open to other wordings, I'm just saying something like that, if you've got a better wording, but I'm just looking for some way to make it, so that those who are claiming, oh, you're just gonna take those standards and just putting it, for them to go, we are considering other resources, you know, that this is one.
Well, so I have, the survey is designed to provide feedback to the Science 612 work group formed according to the Missouri House Bill 1490 regarding the science performance
I'm
expectations.
looking at replacing the second.
Well, how about this real quick? You say the survey is designed to provide feedback to the Science 612 work group formed according to Missouri, regarding, okay, I get it now.
It was the second sentence that I.
No, but I had, meeting to the person that was going to
Well,
help that.
the whole reason that I put that they come from the next generation science standards is because I'm not trying to pull one on anyone, they're from the next generation science standards.
And why
Well,
don't you say,
and that says that.
why don't you say this, why don't you say these performance standards instead of the, like these are the, like that would be the one, these are here in the survey, that doesn't necessarily they're gonna be the final ones. That would be-
Okay, so in the second sentence, you can say,
These, these performance standards, expectations come from,
The next generation science
yeah,
standards.
so these are in the survey, or these
Yeah.
in the survey come
Yeah.
from.
performance expectations within the survey come from the next generation science standards.
And it could be a big long sentence, but.
How about I just put these, hit refresh again and I've got these, read that sentence and then.
It'd be a real long sentence if you stuck on the first one, the first one, I thought, the first sentence, you type something on the end like saying, okay.
So that indicates that that's just this group.
Yeah, this group right here, these performance expectations, and this, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mine's still.
mine still says the original sentence.
Mine did on that one, oh, and I lost it.
Try it again.
There it is.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't just that one.
I just hadn't clicked the right click and the wrong
Because I lost the
thing.
big picture at the top.
And the word standard showed up again.
Mine's still.
Uh-oh.
It could make it any better. So I don't know if this worked, and when you said, this survey is designed for form according to regarding the science performance expectations. I don't want to see it, wait till I see what's in it. I have it, and then I just write it down.
But I'm simply trying to think ahead to the group of people out there that are against next generation science standards, that they're not gonna automatically come and say, oh, well, they're just using, you know, that, and I'm just trying to
You could say,
allay, you know,
here it is. One, you could maybe between those two sentences. One source that can be, one
But then
source
what are the
that
others?
really is looking at is the NGSS, period. These performance standards are from the NGSS.
My problem with that one though is that then it becomes, well, why didn't you show us the other one?
I know.
And the answer to that is our volunteer typists that spend all the time.
We're just, yeah, we're not gonna give them all this, so we
Well-
don't look the data either.
I think either way you look at it, leaving it where you don't say it as an option or opening it up, either way, you're gonna get feedback from somebody saying they're not happy with what's included in the survey. So,
I think it's all they
And
want.
that's their opinion.
You know, and the thing is that and the one thing we're looking at in the others is wording. It's not, it's wording, and so they have an option to put wording in there.
Yeah.
And so, instead of them having to look at multiple sets, how much feedback are they gonna give us? If they have to go look at 3 sets of standards, for example, online, who's gonna take the time to do all that and to see and to compare them? This way they can look at this, see what they don't like, and then when we get the feedback, if we get a consistent amount of feedback on wording, We can say, well, is the wording they're talking about or suggesting, is it already in one of the others? Then we can match that up. Does that make sense? Am I explaining it all well?
Well, it'll pop up.
Yeah, once we get their feedback and we see overwhelmingly they're using some sort of terminology on the responses, and there's something they don't like, and they're suggesting something else, we can say, well, this is what a lot of people are saying. This message used to say this up, is there something already written that we don't have to, you
And
know?
nothing prevents them from, I mean, I feel that strongly about it, nothing prevents them from writing, I hate NGSS over and over and over and over and over again.
True.
Yeah.
And get rid of, get rid of, get rid of.
Or look at something else.
Yeah. or
But
look
in
at
person,
something.
they should read it and see what it says, and then, you know, they may only read one, they have a problem with and not comment on the others.
Well, I know some of the other states that have redone, you know, their standards, people have come back and they've complained, well, they said they redid their standards, but all they really did was change the name, or all they really did, and so they're claiming that they never really made any true effort to.
And they can
and
say that
so
was
they
just a
don't-
true effort to redo from what we
Well,
currently
but
have.
I want that to be obvious that we have, you know, so that's what I was trying to get at.
And I agree with you, but I also know that if, you know, if they really wanna kick up that much fuss, we have piles of proof that we have done our due diligence with a large set of standards,
still-
and that we've distilled it down to this for a reason, you know, and it's not that we're forsaking anything,
Right.
we're
Yeah.
just saying,
And then we're not saying this is a done deal either.
no.
Your information that we use strictly to inform our work and improve our recommendations. Yeah. It doesn't say, I think we give it a shot.
Are we done?
I understand, I like,
Okay, so we need to,
just not saying these are our final ones. Gives your feedback.
and accepted. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we need to determine who we are going to send a copy of this to make sure it gets to disseminate it to the districts.
Okay, so in terms of professional organizations, MSTA and NEA both have contact points that they would put something like this in.
MST sends out like a newsletter or,
Yeah.
they could put that in the list.
Science Teachers of Missouri has. I'm certain if we went to the Missouri School Board Association and the Missouri Association of Superintendents,
I still think that's, can send it out for us, like at every school.
Bessie's funny about that stuff.
Yeah, I'd rather just go ahead and do that.
Well, no, I mean, two of them in our group.
Yeah, we can try them. I'm not saying don't try them. I'm just saying I don't
There's
think we
still-
can on them.
We have a science person, that's it.
Not anymore.
They go. That's right, Sean Bates, I was gonna say, Sean Bates.
Or what they pay.
There's Kansas City, do you have a consortium of school supervisors, science supervisors, or anything along those lines?
I'm trying to get my daughter.
There is that Science Pioneers group.
Science pioneers, yeah.
Science pioneers, and that would be one.
Well, if it gets to all the superintendents,
The
it should
St.
get
Louis.
to all the
Shoot kids off.
No. Well, you must have a brilliant superintendent, I'm
He's,
telling you.
yeah, right.
And Robertson, if you're watching this, yes, I said it. So, St. Louis has a science consortium. We could probably get it to the museum folks over there too. Trying to think who else.
What's the best way to do it to each district? Ask them, you can't require it, but they get it on their website somehow so that their population in their school district knows that, because you're gonna hear, if we don't make it available to parents as well as teachers as well as business, whoever, and I think the local school district.
Oh,
Put it on their individual websites.
Missouri Chamber of Commerce, the State Chamber of Commerce, Brian Krause does the science and math. He would be another one. That would be a good one. If you go through the chambers, then that will eke out through businesses and get it into the public hands a little bit better.
Yeah, but I'll tell
Well, then you get the school board association and the Missouri Association of Superintendents, whatever that is that they've got, that should take care of.
Our superintendent's pretty good about sending things on out to teachers. How they get it out to the public at large and the parents, I'm not so sure about.
I know how our
We didn't get any.
Yeah.
our school district does a school reach call to everybody who it affects in the district, and then and letting them know that there's a survey online on the website.
There should be a bulletin of homeschool parents.
Yeah.
Homeschool parents.
But then-
that you can request.
Okay, they let them know that info, but where do they say that it's like it's on our website, did you just click on this?
Yes.
Because it's gotta be
I
something
think-
they can just
I
click
think
to
we
get
would-
there.
I think we need to word something
Yes.
where it says, we're requesting your help in distributing the survey, and we would like for you to maybe have a link to this available on your website.
How about giving it to Bear and some of the representatives and all that stuff and letting them.
Well, and just put
Maybe
it
it's
on,
everybody, make sure it's to everybody.
I don't think just saying, put it on your website is enough.
No, but I mean,
People don't go this whole, a lot of people don't.
No, but I'm saying, inform the people that it's there, but then make it so they can go, so,
Yeah.
sign they're familiar with, and just click. If they have to go type in yes,
I mean,
Alright,
ours sends out an email.
our school district doesn't send
I
out
mean,
emails.
they send a phone call.
We do a phone call that says, please visit our website to take the survey.
Or just say, make it available for parents and teachers and encourage
Right,
them
we
to
do, we need to,
respond.
Something, or some way that they can just click on the link, it's gotta be as easy as possible.
yeah, however your school district deems necessary or finds it easiest to distribute this link to your district.
I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna back out of this conversation, because I did my part and did the survey.
Right.
You guys can figure out the front matter on that.
How are we going to, we represent a very small portion of the state, I'm kind of curious.
Well, that's what we'd be contacting all of these places to try and see if they would help us to
Okay.
disseminate this.
And if
That's the
you
whole
start
goal.
getting it in like 5 different times, then all of a sudden you're gonna go, oh, okay, this is something I evidently need to.
What about, I
What
mean,
about-
that hits, K-12, is there a need to distribute this to, like, that time community college, is there a?
I can send it to my vice president, he can send it to the other academic officers, and he probably will.
And what about universities?
Well, you just start heading certain people.
And who's gonna send this, you know?
Because I didn't know if there was like a central, organization there, someplace that would.
That's why I was hoping, yes, it's,
Yeah.
It's like,
I
here's
don't
what we're
mind.
to say, and
That's
easier
that's
for
elementary and
If
secondary.
they would
that's
do
I
it.
don't mind sending the emails. I do mind typing the emails, so if you have something that I can just copy and paste.
We should probably have a email that we all look forward to whoever we're trying to contact. So
Yeah, because maybe we could split these up and so each of us are in contact with a couple of organizations, that makes them all in one person.
Yeah.
That way.
I think there's that information shared.
Well, MSBA.
We do need to get our wording
Let's get
For-
the wording
for
down.
our request.
Yeah.
for them. Okay, I'm not gonna write it, I'm just gonna type it and go back and edit it. It's a
And-
little easier.
The deadline, when we want to have it.
Well, that was one of the things that Susan brought up at lunch. Right now, our next date to meet is February 12th. Is that going to give school districts and these organizations enough time to get it out there and have the survey out there long enough?
Don't have it out more than 2 weeks,
No, but
like we do.
I know. The thing is, how long is it gonna take us to contact the organizations, then get the information out, then add on to it. And I think, yeah,
So will February 12th be enough time, or do we have,
That's 4 weeks from now, roughly.
so is February 12th gonna be enough time, or do we wanna go ahead and try and move that date further down in the month? And if that's the case, I can include that on a doodle poll that I'll send out today. Or we can just say February 12th, we'll do what we can. If we get close to, you're gonna have to be able to keep track of how many people have logged in.
Yes.
And sit
And
here
if
and
there's
answer.
at least a start of a consensus or correction or issue.
Or, I mean, you can look, I mean, if we're sending it out, you're not going, I mean, obviously, we're expecting a decent sized number of people to respond, but we really have no idea how big that number could be. So if we're getting close to February 12th and you don't feel like it's been out there long enough or had enough people respond, you could always.
Well, I think you need a deadline. Within your email that you send, you say, hey, we have a deadline of blank. And to be honest with you, to get everybody through their news cycles and their newsletter cycles and everything else, I would tell you March 1st would probably
Be better.
be a better deadline. It sounds like I'm trying to put stuff off, but that way, that gives us about a week or two to get stuff out. And some people, they just are gonna dump it into a listserv and go, which is fine. But others,
It's a certain time of the month that we have this.
yeah, I mean, depending on when they send
So they
newsletters
have
out.
monthly or quarterly cycles.
The thing is, once they put it out there, people don't do it for the week of sleep.
More than that.
Because then they go on to the next thing they forget. That'd be certainly when they get something else pressing.
So if that's the case,
March was a tough month already.
yeah,
I could do February 26th, if you give them a deadline of February 20th.
Friday before.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I live with whatever.
February 10th, because that gives them a 3-day weekend in the play them. Because March is Sunday.
March was our month, that was not.
March is tough.
Because I was thinking about changing our Doodle Pro,
Can't interfere with my 15 minute.
which is when,
The 12th, 13th, 14th, yeah, 15th.
okay, so no, I was looking at later.
I hate to say this, but would we be better to just go ahead and, April sounded like we had more people than we could attend, especially if we slid April back. Because I'm sure it might be able to come. But we get more districts and stuff, I mean, if they respond right away, great, that was captured. And if they're slower about getting it disseminated, you know, for that, cast it,
It's almost all me.
yeah. I don't, you know, I'm just, we know March is tough already, and February might be.
We might have to spend a little bit extra time, here, because we're supposed to have everything ready to go and submitted by, for final draft. So, it just might mean we spend a little bit more time together.
I got 6 weeks of candy.
We're worried about that more.
I mean, I can see something.
Thoughts?
I've never done this.
How, I mean, is the survey ready to go?
Survey's online, ready to go.
So all they need is the link.
Yes.
All you do is write up a little paragraph and figure out who to send it to.
Which
Just
we should
get
be able
it
to do
distributed.
during this coming week, we should be able to make those sent to whoever needs to be sent to. And then give them 2 weeks to respond. I mean,
But
The problem is,
the problem is like what Susan says, we send it to a school district or a group that only publishes at the beginning of the month, or
they're
middle
not,
of the
they
month.
wouldn't necessarily just immediately put it up on their website that day. They might have, maybe they have a,
They have monthly emails.
Well, I mean, we just went recently when we have somebody who has a little bit of dedicated time to take care of our websites and social media and all that stuff. I mean, schools just don't have that, it takes time. We're gonna get that.
Start working on some wording.
that's why I was wondering about if, after Susan brought it up, if we changed our meeting date to one of the, like the end of February, that might be able to work for February and March. And since March was not a good month anyway, then we come back in April.
That way we can see how much feedback. I'm sure we'll have some.
I mean, the people, as long as they get to them, the people who really care about it are
especially when you get the science, if we get the,
So that's.
science to blast out there.
Well, and we know that for those of us who are working in a school district, we can send it out directly to teachers, to our science teachers.
Yeah, let's say, I mean, we're not going thousands of people.
Well, we're gonna
Read the summary.
read the summaries, and then if we have one that, you know, it's 25% on all, there's four buttons, and you get almost even distribution, we're probably gonna pull those text boxes up and say, okay, what's going on with this? But if we get, you know, mostly unanimous, you know, I don't know where we go one with the statistics, I would say.
Yeah.
No,
I'll forget everything.
I understand, I dreaded mentioning it, I just.
Well, and for me, like April, we've got Easter weekend, the 4th and 5th. And my only, if we were looking for Saturday, my only Saturday is the 4th and 11th.
Which is what was, I think, kind of said anymore.
Yeah. I was hoping
So are
that
we
we
looking at
could get Troy back.
Well, and the 11th isn't right before our school board meeting.
Given Troy.
It's hard.
We all know that.
So what about February 21st or 28th?
One of those Saturdays.
Those are Saturdays.
21st is not good for me, 28th works.
I can't do the 28th.
I can do either.
I could do, yeah, I can do the 21st and 20th. But we had, originally our first meeting was on Thursday.
So we're about the 26th and the 27th.
I can't do the 27th. You want 2 days or 1 day?
For this, I think.
Then if you, I can do the 26th. Whatever you want on the 26th. I can do the 19th. I can do any Thursday in February, which we usually have Thursday.
But the document see which dates we have a form for, which is the minimum of 8. So that's 3 dates.
Put a couple in February, put a couple in April, and see what happens. Because we can put a deadline on the survey and it's still not being played. You know,
Oh, yeah,
that way
yeah.
if there's stragglers, there's stragglers. You know, I don't have to, I can change it to where we're accepting responses or not accepting responses.
And, and as long as they don't, somebody for that unappointed position right now, 8 is 4, they, somebody, it's an idea to appoint somebody to the position, and then that 9 and stuff, right?
And I'm just gonna pick that same weekend in May that look like everybody, 15, 16. I Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I just picked that again.
So we'll just take
So I picked 26th, 27th, 28th in February, 9th, 10th, and 11th in April, and 14th, 15th, 16th in May.
Which I love that structure.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it? I still had time to get all my
stuff.
I had time to get my kids all where they needed to go this morning, and yes, we were saying February 12th might be too soon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So we're looking at,
21st,
Sorry,
to the 28th.
It hasn't been set.
Oh, okay. I thought I missed that. I heard the
She's ready,
conversation.
she's been beautiful.
Oh, okay. Good, and I didn't miss it. I thought I lost track of the conversation.
So how we see, age. email would you like me to use? Do you want me to use your GR? GRACRES? GRN.net? For consulting calendars, it was suggested that we create a consultant for meeting dates for the year. These are meeting dates for which you are any and all dates.
I think we've got that away. On a cover international.
Yes, yeah. Are you based out of St. Louis?
No, I actually.
Okay.
Our mentor, the church is called the Elders Board. I always put an OM first and they go, ah, that's not right. It's like spelling the word license. I was always write it S and then I'm like, no, it's C first. C comes first. Okay.
What is the official, what are we called? What?
I call it the HB1490 Workgroup.
HB1490 Secondary Science Workgroup. Secondary Science.
We need to get that, the lights are on, the lights never on in this room. I think that's, who's the film of your imagination? That will be an apparition in about 4 minutes. Yeah, they go there, yeah. They do. They take care of them like I do it. You know, one of the better things to do is for kids that are talkative, you come in with a bag full of dum-dum suckers and you give them to them so they got something in their mouth and you can't talk. You're the best disturbance, honey.
I really am. Thanks for noticing.
They're pretty good. The thing is I'm not a teacher that's going to lecture the whole time. And we talk to them about what adults do. And adults do like what we do. We get off task. And somebody comes along and says, oh, we better get back to work, you know. And so we try and behave in that manner. You know, I knew that you're going to get off task with that. For a while, somebody needs to say, hey, we better get back going. And they'll take that role on pretty good. You know, every once in a while, come through and go. And,
Usually, when I hear conversations going on in the classroom, I don't mind I don't mind hearing it, but it's when it starts to get a little bit louder, if I've heard that conversation going on for a little too long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hear a lot of extra stories, Melanie, that doesn't have anything to do with gas laws.
My comments usually, this doesn't
Not
sound
that kind of
like, this doesn't sound like the science that I'm trying to teach you right now.
We didn't talk about it, because it came out last night, we played it all night long.
The other thing is because I don't talk very much and use up very much of last time, me talking, that I value that they get the lion's share, that when I stand up, they know the cue. It's time to be quiet, it's time to pay attention, it's time to, because they get the better end of that deal. I said, this whole give and take ratio can change.
Okay, the doodle.
Doodle.
And frankly, I like that you started with.
Well, it's editable, but it has to use the operating to start.
Well, I think. No, I mean, her.
Oh.
So you got a thing to send out to people, is that what you were writing?
Well, I just took what was on top of the survey and I edited it. I did some editing. I thought that would be easier.
Yeah, it says, please disseminate the survey to science teachers, parents, and your community at large. The survey is designed to provide feedback to those expelled. Workgroup formed according to Missouri House Bill 1490 regarding the science performance standards. These performance standards come from the next generation science standards. Information provided here will be used strictly to inform our work and improve our recommendations for Missouri State Board of Education.
Thank you for your assistance. You have a plan of that, students are-
I'm doing this as though I could edit this email that you just sent me.
I said, thank you for your assistance in helping us develop policy standards. For your assistance in helping develop policy.
That way it leaves it open for.
Website.
Okay, we should probably put in there the deadline for the,
Yeah, I had remembered, I didn't know what to put.
I don't care.
so,
I would put as late as possible date as you can manage and still be before the meeting and, bare minimum, we can
24th,
hit summary of the results and get
24th or 25th?
very tight.
Yeah, in case we meet that last week, yeah.
Here's the link
That's
for
a
the
problem.
survey, and then we'll put that in, and then we'll
I
say,
didn't want this to-
this survey will be active through Wednesday, February 20th.
When we go to see the results of this, we'll do have a question and then we'll just like list all of the comments under that, under this one.
What I'll probably do is just show the summary results. It's not gonna go on with the spreadsheet and all the spread out because because you do one standard, there's answers there, and she does another standard, there's gonna be answers 5 pages over type thing. So we just put the summary and then so you'll get a nice little pie chart on how people answer, keep, don't keep, get rid of whatever, so you visually can see that. And then there'll be a little box that you can scroll through to see any comments of suggested rewrites or anything along those lines,
So it'll have it condensed by.
a little bit, yeah. But you gotta realize, the 25 pages of survey, 25 pages of results. Even the summaries can be about 25 pages.
Because my husband, and my husband would take some of them, but my husband has the last scales that day. And I can try and read. You did yours already?
Yeah.
Mine isn't showing up.
Mine showed up, I did it, sent it back.
Quick.
Mine didn't show up. Then mine.
I texted the boss real quick. My wife.
Oh, yep, there's Jack. Jack, you're good with almost all of those days. Check you out. Well, Jack and I know when we can meet.
The Thursdays and Fridays aren't today, but I can do it.
Well, I don't, at this point.
Actually, I have class every week.
At this point, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like Susan, I can be here if I absolutely need to be, but I'm kind of.
Trying to.
Oh. If I'm going to interface, I probably should.
February.
I probably need to
With some of those.
because I'm gonna be gone Monday and Tuesday, that week for interface.
I get, I leave Tuesday, usually Tuesday evening, Monday evening, Monday morning, before, NSBA review, go to school for days, every,
What day was your interface then?
It's, Monday and Tuesday, the 22nd, or 23rd and 24th.
I
I
never
never
got
sent
it.
it to you?
No.
Oh, I know, because you're not on here. I haven't sent it to you.
I don't think she sent it to me either,
She doesn't
because it's not
like
showing up.
I did send it to you. I typed your.
Perfect.
Right on here. Go ahead and fill in the rest of your information on there, and let me try this again.
You sent it to me.
Resend it to you again? Okay.
I was on one of these at one point.
I think that was mine before. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
this is
need
fun.
to invite participants.
That's just a bunch. Yeah, I'll be with.
It's just too much stress, isn't it?
And S. German, German, correct? At Paulson, HALLSBILLE .org. Send. Okay, send it again. You should get it.
It's there already. Didn't take all the time.
Wow, here we go.
Yeah, it comes pretty fast. I don't think it's okay.
By the time we meet next time, I'll
Are
try
you
to
sending it to
collaborate
Troy
with
and we'll,
Ken
I
and-
sent
Mark
it
this
here.
in?
I sent it all.
I thought you were gonna.
Just not the one sitting.
Yeah, just not the people who are sitting here at the table necessarily.
Okay.
Okay. Did it come up now for you, Susan?
I'll try to collaborate with Ken between now and our next meeting.
Register.
Because I don't know how much is still empty on her end of it.
Okay.
It's a shame we can't.
Or a taking this place.
Yeah, I know, but it's hard to meet the sunshine laws and publish it as a meeting other people can attend. It'd be nice when they figure out how to incorporate that into the sunshine laws.
I'm looking at all you people who have been.
There are ways to do it, but it has to be an open thing to where anybody can
Join.
join.
And they have to have enough time to know that we're doing it. That's what messes up the asynchronous part. You know, I wake up at 2 in the morning, can't sleep, I'm like, I'm gonna work on it.
If it's just you working on it by yourself,
Yeah, but
This poll
if
is
we're,
bigger than usual.
I noticed that on my survey.
but if we're doing it in asynchronous fashion, then they can't really attend the meeting. That's the problem with an asynchronous meeting. It's, we're collaborating over
Several days.
several days. And so it's very difficult for somebody who wants to watch. So that's part of teaching asynchronous, and it takes a lot longer.
That's why you give them a week or longer depending on the assignment.
Yep.
And
I've been
I
trying
wanted
to
to few,
convince some of my colleagues of that.
I do it Monday to Monday, because then that way.
Cover
Monday evening.
weekends, work days, different kinds of work. Well, I have problems with people who are working in shifts and jobs.
Yeah. That way that gives them Monday, even though maybe they get the lion's share done, but then they go to work Monday, that gives them Monday evening to finish up the PD and.
Some of my colleagues have some very punitive tactics for people who are, some of those really obnoxious shifts, you know, like 4 on and 4 off.
Yeah.
And so, you know, some opens and closes their work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And some of them are in secure locations because they're in the Air Force, so they aren't in the military, so you don't have any external internet access.
The armed forces are usually pretty good to say, hey, this is what's going on, and I'm like, okay, if I open it, you know, you tell me when you're ready, I'll open it early, but then I'm gonna close it.
But every once in a while, they get called in, and so then I've got colleagues who are just inflexible, and it's like, you gotta give them a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Well, I had one young man
It can be a good thing.
this past semester emailed me, he was completing the assignments, and emailed me, and quite frankly, my phone line are not very secure right now. And then I didn't hear from him. Well, I tried and couldn't get anywhere, and I had to drop him according to policy. Then I get an email back that says, hey, I'm back, and this was it. This was the class he needed to be able to graduate. And I was like, if you think you can do it, then I'll come on back in.
I've done that.
Why am I keeping from that?
My administration gets mad at me about that, but I push very hard. I've had military walking through the door and their fingers go off and then they have to turn and walk right back out.
Yeah.
Now they deal with that. I was that way. I was on a plane for my brother's wedding. They escorted me back off because they needed my services more than my mom.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
So the thoughts.
She sent regular letters. She wasn't happy.
well, but,
Did very good.
you know, the thing I always look at is, and we have a big discussion on almost every year, what's within the kid's control and what's not within the kid's control. You know, and sometimes it is just flat out not within the kid's control, and why are you punishing the child
When they're trying.
when they're trying, and even if it doesn't seem like they're trying, they're trying.
Okay, so, we got the wording, the verbiage for what we're going to send out.
Does this sound all right to you? Please disseminate the survey to science teachers, parents, and your community at large. The survey is designed to provide feedback to the Science 612 Workgroup formed according to the Missouri House Bill 1490 regarding science performance expectations. These performance expectations come from the next generation science statement. The information provided here will be used strictly to inform our work and improve our recommendation to the Missouri State Board of Education. Here's the link to the survey. The survey will be active through Wednesday, February 25th. Thank you for your assistance in helping us to develop quality standards for the students in Missouri.
I like it.
The beginning, where we're disseminating it, should we say anyone interested in science education, and should we say Missouri residents?
I would think very relevant. I would think we need something to broaden this out.
Not that we're necessarily going to screen, but we should at least say that it's intended to be.
I thought of that too, it depends on who we're sending it to.
Yeah,
Do they have,
This sounds
Right,
good
but
for
some of-
sending it to a school district.
Right, but the thing is, we know that there are, as you mentioned, some people who are very much against next generation, and that's not just a local, regional, state thing, that's a national. And
They get wind of it.
I could see Susan's poll being swamped.
I just wondered because if this goes to schools, I know our school district only has methods of distributing to families that are, they don't have any means to contribute to residential
Yeah,
water.
but
But
when I click
they
that
can
link,
afford it.
I can put the link down on my Facebook page and say, hey, former students, you know, if you're in Missouri, please take the time to answer.
Yeah.
They said they were gonna send it, maybe you said something about Chamber of Commerce and stuff.
Yeah.
So it'd get to other community
Yeah,
members.
Which would be in-house school.
How about I just added the word Missouri, please disseminate this Missouri to Missouri science teachers, parents, and your community at large.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna,
And people,
but at least we can
yeah, and people,
try to help them be honest and straightforward.
and if people don't lie, and if it says on there what city and state they're from, we'll know if they're not from the state.
Well, but if we get 10,000 responses, which could be, I mean, it's very possible, there's a lot of people who are interested. And if it actually gets separates reasonably well, you know, there's more than 10,000 people in the state of Missouri interested in
This, I
science.
think
No,
this
but
is
I'm saying
good
people
for
from
a
the state
school
they're from,
district.
the social distance.
I think we need to
Survey.
maybe
Well-
change that first sentence for
Science
some of the
education
other
professors give it to their students. You know, I mean, you can.
Yeah, if they say they're from where they're actually, you know, so
Yeah, but they
where
can-
the school they're attending. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, at least try to tell them that, you know, please be nice to us. You know, and we do say quite clearly that it is from Missouri education,
Yes.
Missouri science education. But if we don't put the thing at the beginning about it's for Missouri,
And pounds, Missouri, it's in Missouri.
It's in Missouri, it's in Missouri, you're not from
Well, I think.
No, that is so false.
I say Missouri.
What's wrong with
I
saying
actually
that
call
you
it
grew up in the West Side
I
of
grew up-
Missouri?
I grew up in Missouri.
And I got
Somebody's on the dividing line. You're the West Side of Missouri, you're the East, it's Missouri.
If you're from Montana, it's Missouri.
If you take south or east.
My friend from Montana said that.
Yes, I know.
living here, we're still in.
My husband's from South Sedalia, and he grew up saying Missouri. But he lived down near the lake, so I consider that south.
Yeah, but I'm from Southwest and it's Missouri. You gotta get, it's the West Side of Iowa, it's Missouri. And Kansas City is top, St. Louis, it's
I
so.
know. See what you did, Frank?
Where they get that from,
You see what you did?
Create another Google phone.
Missouri, Missouri.
Did you know that Missouri is the only state that does not have an official pronunciation?
Oh, yeah, we do.
What?
No.
It changes.
I mean, I looked up the official, and it actually says on there, Missouri does not have an official pronunciation.
It's weird.
Had over the years.
Who says
The
that?
governor,
I don't know whether I Googled it or.
I was gonna say, I would be curious.
The
about
governor
that
over
Webster
the
or
years
the-
has come out and said it's Missouri, or they'll say, no, it's the official pronunciation is Missouri. They might have gone to just say whatever, but.
Most
Yeah.
people say Missouri River, though. I don't think that means people say Missouri River. Missouri River. I don't hear that much Missouri River.
In Montana, it's the Missouri
It's
River.
an I.
Yeah. Sit down, yeah, stick
That's where it
Missouri.
starts.
That's where it starts, that's official.
We call it the Missouri River in Montana. That's where it starts.
So in April,
The Three Forks.
everybody said they could make it on the 9th, so
So.
our,
April 9th. I'd rather not, if we can pick another day. I'm trying to be nice and say yes. But if it
You
doesn't
should
work
have
out,
said-
then
you
I
should have
have
said
it.
no.
We haven't heard from our other people yet.
Yeah, I don't hear.
Aren't
You should change it to a no if it's not good for you.
No, I'll get here. But by April, my boss will be like, "No, you did this one."
well, I know the 9th is my son's birthday, but I figure by the time we're done here and I'm back home, he's gonna be at school all day anyway.
Yeah.
Because the 10th is my daughter's birthday. But we have plans for his birthday, we're taking our grandkids to mountains. Your other son has yoga class and, or do any, do the community back, it's hilarious.
Okay, so how do we change this? I think that sounds great for us to send it to, for the school district. Do we need to change this? Do we need to change this for any of our other groups? Like, will that work for MSTA, NEA?
How are we addressing it? Dear who? What is it?
Or, well, if you send, if I take STOM and the Missouri, Chamber of Commerce,
Okay, so you're gonna do STOM in the Chamber of Commerce, okay?
I'm gonna say dear Mike and dear Brian, because I know those two.
Okay,
and I can forward it on to my superintendent and see about I think he's on the Missouri Association of School Superintendents, or surely almost every superintendent is on a state organization. If we could get it to one place and they could send it out to everybody.
Cause he's like the,
They're administrators, sort of, kind of. Could you get this out to all the superintendents?
No, I can get my superintendent to know all this.
And you think he would do it?
so we could say, if we need to change this, we could say, please disseminate this survey to, Missouri school districts. Missouri school districts.
I think we write it plain and then they can figure it out, because then we'll cover.
You said Missouri school districts, parents, and local
It
patrons?
says Missouri, it says, please disseminate the survey to Missouri science teachers, parents, and your community at large, is what it correctly says. So we could say Missouri school districts, we could just change it to say school
Or put,
districts,
and any interested party,
science teachers,
any Missouri interested party.
parents.
Anybody interested in Missouri?
Science
Any Missourian interested in science education.
Yeah, distribute to any Missourian interested in science education. This is trying to get.
Any other Missouri residents?
We can send us a copy of that, so that we're supposed to contact them.
Let me read this to you and make sure it sounds all right. Please disseminate this survey to Missouri school district, science teachers, parents, community members, or any other Missouri resident interested in science education. The survey is designed to, does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Because then we don't have to have multiple emails, they'll know that it's, you know,
It's
whatever
separate.
they have within their realm to be able to. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Susan, you said you take STOM and Missouri Chamber of Commerce. Let's see, Frank, you said you take the Science Pioneers group. All right, I can do, FAR and DOC, since I'm already emailing them things anyway. Anybody have, and I could do MSTA.
I can do any,
Okay.
I know, any.
Okay. I can use those for those associations. And we need to get these superintendents, what's it, Matt Massa, is that? The superintendents? Missouri Association of Schools, Superintendents.
I can get it to Desi too, because there's something. St. Louis Science Consortium, anybody know who to contact for that?
I can do that.
Yes, Missouri Association of School Administrators, Mass.
Okay. I can take care of MSBA and Massa.
Okay. And does anybody know how to contact any homeschool? Because that was the only other thing I'm hearing, any homeschool
I don't know if there's
groups.
I don't know if there's a state-wide, it's more local.
Yeah, there's local consortiums.
Yeah, but they put on, there's a homeschool, there's a homeschool group somewhere that puts together some
Well,
really
they
big
have a great
conferences.
big convention in Overland Park every year where, education materials vendors and stuff all come.
I go with this, we send it to,
Yeah, that's it. Somebody's going to send it to St. Louis. I mean, somebody's going to send it to St. Louis.
I mean, all the superintendents get it.
There's homeschooling laws, HSLDA, Homeschool Legal Defense Association.
I'm gonna send it to the, I'm gonna send it to the,
There's a lot of homeschool groups in Missouri.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, I'm not finding the incinerator here.
I can send it to, I can get it to our,
And they offer together too much.
from all of the rest.
No, here's one called the Homeschool Mom.
well,
She has
I'm
a
trying
blog.
to think who the group is that puts on the big convention in Overland It doesn't matter, all of Kansas City and halfway across the state goes to,
Families for home education,
um,
Grandview, Missouri. This may be something where we just pull out a few and send it to them. We might not be able to get everybody, but maybe some of these other places will go forward and on. So I'm gonna try FHE, Families for Home Education. I'm gonna try another one up here called the Homeschool Mom.
Here, I don't know why it is. Your email is.
hey Tina,
Maybe it's because it's every once in a while I have emails that don't come
if
through
we
because
are
they
wanting
see
to,
too many,
I'm
too many names on it that don't seem to correlate to one another, they think it's spam. Let me try and send, let me just send you the link, just straight from my email rather than from Doodle.
Oh, no, I've got, no, I'm talking about the art matter. Did you send that to us as an email?
Not yet.
Oh, I bet you did, because I was gonna go,
I can start, who's contact, you can take care of the superintendent's try to, or if you want, I thought, no, I'm not sending that.
She was gonna do that, so.
That's a school.
Yeah, that's what she said.
The superintendent, that's what superintendent.
And she's doing it in school and the rest of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I will send it to my vice president, who's a member of the chief executive officers for community colleges, and ask him to distribute it to the other community colleges.
Also, after that, I could get the, you guys need a more active or see what he wants to
family, and I'll send it to a couple of college professors that
you know,
teach science education, and I know
science methods, you know, campus education, and see if they can share it with the rest of the colleagues in the state.
University of Missouri, Columbia High School.
Yeah, rotate that, that you big ones, interesting.
and we don't really have any kind of motivation coming from the state, each and all,
Who decided? Oh, there's a page I pulled up. I think it's supposed to be 28 annual, but it's 28, it's 28 MB as in 22nd. I was just trying to read this book. That's a strange.
So, my son sent, and for his senior yearbook thing, I think his quote is, I can do whatever I want as long as my mom says it's okay. And I think the yearbook staff, the yearbook advisor, ain't worried about it not being appropriate. I find it not.
For parents, we do a PTA, is there a state PTA? Over roll.
right.
Well, there's parents and teachers,
Yeah, that's not
but
PTA.
state PTA or PTO.
Yeah, I mean, they used to be big years ago.
Okay.
Especially in high school, I don't hear about that much anymore. I remember, you know, it used to be. Yeah, it was even more a little bit, I don't know if that's still in.
Okay.
I said, you know,
And
I'm
then-
getting it,
and
those
then
numbers,
Missouri
what we
PTA,
need.
Hello PTA.
And they probably have contacts amongst themselves, that if we can contact one big group and ask them, they can share with others. So that's kind of, I have a phone number, I can contact them and I can try to get the home.
There is a Missouri PTA.
Used to be huge. and I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah, there's some.
So that could be a way to, granted, that often tends to be for, elementary kids, and that might be.
Well,
a way.
that's typically just comes to the school, so if you're already getting the superintendents and you're getting.
Could be. But it just be some
I think
schools
it
that
doesn't
would.
matter that they get multiple.
Yeah, especially some.
It's,
Well, but like our PTA, their only method of sending something is to administration.
Right.
But that might be a push for the school to go ahead and put it on there.
Yeah.
Reading, like, it might be another way to get.
Or the,
towards-
hey, oh yeah, we got an email from the school, say we were supposed to put that, I forgot.
In
And
reality,
it's
we're a
messages
pretty
that we
small sample of the state of Missouri.
I'm going to the bathroom. That one's full. Well, I have a phone number for FHE, which is a big deal.
That's the one.
And so I'm gonna call them, talk to them, and I have a copy of them, they can copy this thing.
Oh,
That's great.
what about all the Catholic schools and private schools?
So that would be
Well,
nice.
I'm guessing that they probably have a network,
I can get.
I teach at the Catholic school in Sedalia, so
so that's
I
why.
will send it to them.
And tell them to say, hey, get this up.
Ask them if they can spread it to the other,
There's other private schools, and I don't.
but it probably wouldn't hurt for you to,
Okay, I'll do it with our guys.
yeah, I think the more,
I didn't know if there's like a state, I didn't know
There
if
is
there's
a
a
state.
state umbrella organization for not just
Because I
Catholic,
know
but all
that-
private schools.
I know, well, not all private schools, but I know the Catholic schools
Yeah.
have a, because I help with the science fair and the Catholic school is part of the Case and Your Athletic Conference, but they do their science fair through the Catholic schools. And the one in Sedalia actually goes east and participates at the St. Louis Regional.
Yeah.
But so practice science is cool.
Yeah.
Evolution
Yeah,
is-
right.
Yeah.
Well, but to be honest, the Catholic has been really pretty pro-science. But it's not like the news that.
Shortly after they got public out, I know they kind of,
And well, Frederick Rendell was a month.
Right. I know, I would
Sure.
be a little.
But did you hear what he said?
Galileo.
I refer to him as Pope Frank, but, he said that you need to, oh gosh, the freedom of speech is important, but you cannot be hurtful to others or say anything mean about somebody's mother. And if you say something mean about somebody's mother, expect a punch to the face. That's what Pope Frank
Those are
said.
schoolyard, everybody knows those.
That's
No
it.
mothers.
No mothers, sir.
Any mothers, their mothers, and nothing to the face.
That's right.
There you go. Words to live by.
Right.
According to Pope Frank, according to Pope Frank, if you say something about somebody's mama, you're gonna get punched in the face.
Well, you see, all bets are off.
Yeah. He has done a lot. He's been interesting to watch. I'm not Cat, but he's been interesting to watch.
Well,
He's
you're
done
gonna
a
use
lot.
you have to listen to the new stuff and never available for anybody else in the church. That's what the kids say.
They can steal it from me later.
That's what the kids say. Somebody use up the electron.
There's a finite number of electrons in the universe.
Do not be saying that in front of any group of eighth graders that you're gonna give in mind. I have a hard enough job.
You know, it's funny to talk about this that Carlin isn't a greater story. I mean, really, the parts of it. So the sandwich you're eating.
Yeah.
I know, I love to
Well,
go.
I thought they'd drink dinosaur pee.
There's a
Well, see, I was a submarine sailor, and one of my favorite stoichiometry problems is I give them the parameters of being in sea for 110 days without coming up. And so how many times did you rebreathe the same nitrogen molecules?
there's a book called
A hundred of us in a culvert that's 280 feet long, it's 25 feet in diameter.
It's a tiny little handbook called
They go,
Understanding
that's
Chemistry.
gross.
And they go through and talk about, it's the most beautiful chemistry book I've ever read, and they talk about the likelihood that you would breathe in a molecule that was breathed out by some Shakespeare when he was writing a certain play. Like
Famous people.
yeah, and it's really, and they go through all that and the beauty of like smelling cut grass and what that actually is and why you smell it. And, yeah, it's called Understanding Chemistry. I think 1956 was the last time I read that, but I read it. And it's tough to bring up with it.
A friend of mine measures the mass of his chocolate. writes the stoichiometry of the
Oh, I do that.
we measure the mass of this shot.
You have to
And
do
has
that.
kids figure out the number of atoms used,
You have to do it with
or whatever.
their pencil.
Oh,
They write their name.
Yeah.
And they can, or they write several things, and then it's not very accurate. Really helpful.
Well, but if they bring that up, you bring up the fact that you have a four-place scale that takes them an hour and a half to get it fired up and not vibrating enough for them to measure so they can improve their accuracy.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, time to notice significant digits. Yes, those are important.
That's right, that's right.
Just last week, we were talking about coming to an actual, a real physical, getting away from paper scan and the kilogram.
Family,
And I started talking to kids about that.
I went for home ec.
I often ask them to find 7 fundamental measurements of science.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever asks them about that, you know? And they come up with all these derivatives and stuff, and you can actually, it Googles and comes up pretty good. But then they, you know, what is a second? What is,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, measure of distance? What is mass? What is?
Isn't the second based on the season having the emission rate?
That's the defined amount is the vibrational state of the fine microstate of cesium 133. There's parameters for it.
Yeah,
They said that.
I don't go into.
But they want to change. I think they've changed the meter to that also.
Well,
And
maybe
the kilogram there. But see, if they do what they're talking about with kilogram, it becomes a derived instead of a fundamental.
Right, and that will be the last one. I don't think there are any more fundamentals than that. I think that's it.
No, the meter is based on an actual length. It used
No,
to be based
they-
on the earth. It
No,
used to
they've
be-
changed that. It's
And
no
they
longer,
changed
it
that,
used to be
but-
a rod in the loop,
Yeah.
and it's not now. It is
Okay.
based upon the vibrational state of a wave, a particular
Yeah,
Oh,
piece of
okay.
EM
so
spectrum.
kilogram is the last one.
The last one
Get
that's
rid of
not
it.
a universal
Zero, I think.
thing.
What are they gonna use?
They're gonna,
They want to make it a derivative
number
of
of atoms.
Planck's constant.
Right.
And,
Why would they change that?
Why they show that picture? I don't know what
so that no matter where you are in the universe, it should be consistent.
Right, and not only that, but when they took kilograms, they had like, something like 6 separate kilograms that were kilograms, and they had them under several bell jars, so, you know,
Yeah.
well, they pulled them out, and the masses changed. And so they're like, okay, they don't know for sure why.
Well,
Well,
could be there was
I-
something radioactive, I mean, some isotopes in there that decayed and became
It
organic.
could be any one of a billion
Yeah,
things.
and the other thing is, mass is actually inertia and momentum. It's, you know, whereas everybody else thinks it's a reaction to gravity, and it's not. It's actually a
That's way-
resistance of a change to momentum.
In order to do this, in order to get away from it, they first had to create the world's most round object. Have you seen that object? Okay, so they're starting with the physical, and they're creating, and they're trying to figure out how many atoms there are in this round object. So those number of atoms, I can't remember what they're using, but they create the world's most round object. That's supposed to
Probably
represent
platinum.
something like platinum. I want to say platinum, but once they figure out, and all they're using to figure out how many atoms is literally they're using a laser to determine the size, and it's the world. And they said that it's so round, so beautifully round, that if the Earth was that round, the highest mountain would be like 2 feet tall. That's right. And so they figure out how many atoms are in there, and then they have a certain number of atoms of this amount equals a kilogram. And then that's the first step to get.
Well, which isotope would that come?
Right, I know. There's so many questions, but I didn't get that far with the kids. I didn't want to.
Right, no, but I mean, they would definitely have to define, they would have had to have separated.
Yeah, I think
We have the rest of it.
it's almost like what they do with nuclear weapons. You know,
Centrifusion and membranes.
it's,
Well, they use centrifusion membranes to
they did
purify.
say that this ball, which is about this big,
That's something kids don't understand.
$10 billion.
They don't understand the difference between weapons grade and
and-
fuel grade
Yeah.
uranium. They think it's all the same, and I'm like,
Well,
no.
on TV.
You get everything on.
Well, let's talk about separate questions and we know the sidetracked. Okay, the lab where you take the zinc out of the tank using the hydrochloric acid. What's the black stuff? You ever seen the black stuff?
On the penny after you put it
Oh, on the inside, yeah, there's a residue, there's a black residue. You've seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? It's not the copper, or from a shell, and so this is, somebody sent a really weird explanation that I didn't buy at all, but then I found out, it makes lots of sense. I don't think the core penny is 100% zinc, it's somewhat alloy, and if the zinc is eaten away, and if one of the alloy elements is copper, it's in small enough amounts in there, as the zinc is eaten away, it can be copper oxide, which is black.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's the best answer I was finding, because I was finding some really weird stuff in my mind that. That's a really good idea.
We played it on, we put the zinc on it, we don't hold the zinc out.
You can make,
Make a brass pen.
Yeah, we played the zinc on it by doing
But you
it,
can-
but we cut,
you
and
can
then
cut,
we still put it in the zinc solution with the hydro, no, the hydrochloric.
Oh, no, we're
Sodium
reading.
hydroxide.
Oh, you're thinking of brassing. This is where you either way reactivate the inside, the core, so then you only got is the copper. Then the kids do the math on how much copper, how much zinc, then you look at the spot price of metals and how much they cost and do it old versus new and all that stuff.
Yeah.
you can actually just eat out the zinc.
Yeah.
I like doing that, using the
Should we have a contact on here?
silver
Well, see, I thought about that too, and that would need to be, well, it would need to be on the survey. Adding question.
Well,
You're talking what year are you gonna get
saved
silver?
all the time on
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
I could make up an email address that's strictly for this, that way when it's all said and done, I never have to check that email address again.
That would keep you from being online.
Make it a Gmail address, HB1490 Science Group
Silver done.
at gmail.com.
Yeah. All we're doing is brassing a thing. Do you guys do that with your kids?
I used to.
Yes, we do it now.
And do you do it with this 3 more hot sodium hydroxide or the zinc chloride, or do you use?
I used sodium hydroxide, and then it was hot.
Yeah, hot, and it's 3 molar, and you got zinc dust in the bottom, you got the fire hazard and everything. Here's what we do in our material
Well,
science.
we have electric hot plates, and we just turn them on a little bit.
Yeah,
We just simmer it.
yeah, but still, what it is, if you take it out, if there's any zinc dust, not plated on, but just zinc dust on there, you brush out the paper towel, it's got some sodium hydroxide, put that in the trash, a couple hours, it puts on fire spontaneously. It's been done a lot. Oh, yeah, it does, okay. And what we've done to make this, to make this better for the kids and quicker, take something like a specimen bowl,
Sodium hydroxide.
we take a specimen bowl or a crystallizing dish, we're using 1 molar sodium hydroxide cold, with granular zinc and a zinc strip and a AA battery.
Yeah, that's what.
Once you get it-
this is,
once you-
1 molar.
Once you get it juiced up, 8 seconds.
Well, that's fine.
Oh, that's much faster, and you don't have the same chemistry with heating it, and it's
No.
1 molar instead of 3.
Oh, wait, okay, this one does do the heating.
Yeah.
We use whatever's in the chem combo, because that's what was there. So we
Yeah.
started to
This
do
is what we do for the material science chemistry, it's so much safer, especially for interview, and it's quick, and if you start with a brand new pen that doesn't have any like wear and tear, I'm not talking condition wear and tear, they just shine like crazy. And then we use the hot plate to wrap it as opposed to the Bunsen burner.
Then that also leads into a conversation on autonomy, because they will claim they have gold pennies and sell them. What it's like to misrepresent yourself and exactly what laws are being broken.
As long as you're not attempting to gain monetarily from it,
That's the
or
problem.
fraud, you can do, this kid was real. Or to pay some money, or it's against the law.
The law allows you to do it to the pennies.
Well, and as long as you're not attempting to defraud or counterfeit. The victim can't have pennies.
For
They always
educational
melt them down and sell them.
purposes.
That's what you cannot do.
For the educational purposes, you can do it to the pennies.
And the silver dimes are on the price, I had a quote that got some. Guys said, I
Yeah,
tried on the
silver.
price of this year.
The silver has gone down so much. Oh my God.
When did it go down?
Silver itself? It was last year, it was like 16, 17 bucks a troy
It
ounce.
still cost me a lot, because my final exam, I used silver
Silver
nitrate.
nitrate, oh yeah.
And it's still running me
Yeah.
Of course
It's
they
I
about
don't know.
$700 a kilo.
Yeah, no, it's,
I couldn't use it because it was running. I
Well,
can't afford it.
I found a company, Salt Lake City Metals, and then Flynn price matches them, and it pushes it down to about $500.
There you go.
no,
And I can do quite a bit with that much. I do about 300 students with $500. That's only
we
$1.
would use it honestly.
Yeah, that's only $1 or $2 per student. That's-
See, I have to keep my labs down to around $1. If we're pushing $2 per group, that starts eating into what I'm able to do with kids. So
Right.
I've done away with a whole bunch of stuff, and we use, cardstock to build a model. Well, guess what? Cereal boxes, all that. Cans, the kids are all excited now because we've been spending time talking about waves and everything else. I said, well, when you took 2 cans and put a string between them and you could talk into one. And,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
no, they go, can we do that? I said, I have a whole trash can full of cans. So line time, we'll do it,
I used to talk about super coiling with DNA. I said, that phone cord, when you pull it out, and you go, phone cord.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I had a 6-year-old ask me the other day, asking how the old rotary phone worked.
Yeah.
Because they'd seen one on an old movie, and they're like, how does that phone work?
Yeah. All right, tell them,
Well,
put your Walkman away.
I found a little thing on Pinterest this time that said if you didn't walk around on the furniture in your house to stay away from the hot lava, you didn't have a childhood.
Ours was alligators, not hot lava, but yeah,
And-
we were on the fridge.
And I was laughing about it, and I sent it to my boys, and they laughed because there would be times they come in, they go, Mom, you can't be in the living room, there's hot lava everywhere, and you have to be on the furniture. And so, and we did that as a young age. Well, I tutored an ELL student, and I'm talking about the hot lava. When she was in 8th grade, I was talking about hot lava too. She was, what do you mean there's hot lava in your house? I go, oh, wait, there might be a cultural thing here.
Well, that's part of we have difficulty with some of the things we teach in biology because the kids don't have a connection with that side.
No,
Yeah.
no, and I'm in a rural setting, and it's so
No.
Silver's down, but it's back up to 1712.
Yeah, they're like about size.
It was 45
Okay.
years.
So we're actually coming back down.
Susan, I set this up for top line just because that's what I'm familiar with using. I don't use Gmail very often, so
Perfect.
it's HB1490science@hotmail.com.
Sounds good.
HB and the
We're a
S.
hot mess anyway.
We are. HB and science and the S in science are capitals.
There you go. So, you want me to add that to the survey? I take it?
So that's if we have any questions.
If you have any, I put this on the email. If you have any questions or comments, please email HB1490science@hotmail.com.
And you're answering those questions.
And I'll open the email, and if I don't think I can come up with a great answer, that's when I'll send it out to you guys.
No, no, it's less
So
than
if they're
half
just
of
having an
what's
issue
students
using
now.
the survey, then it's whoever's not got the lead, but it's question about how to use the survey.
I could just forward those on the two, but
Yeah, I would say that.
I won't read it.
You may not like Susan's reply if you can't figure out how to use the survey.
Okay, it's all right then.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think we're ready to go. I have an email here that says, attached is an email template to use when contacting organizations to distribute our survey. We have assigned the following organizations to individuals. So on and so forth, and did all this. If you are able to think of any other organizations, please feel free to send the link along. Thank you. And we're sending this out to our entire group. So attach. I closed it, so it will attach. Yes. Close.
So email HB1490.
HB1490science@hotmail.com.
All right, so what I did was put a space after the second direction. Put questions, email HB1490science@hotmail.com, and I capitalized the S in the science. Should I have done that?
Yes.
Okay.
HB and the S and science are capitalized.
It's perfect.
And then that way we start getting everything working. Gives people a place to go and feel like they can say something if they need to.
I'm gonna wait, and not tell them about my school, but I'm gonna wait for that. This Thursday? First, next week, and ask my science teachers, hey, have you gotten this to see if it's starting to get out there from any of the groups? So I won't tell my teachers yet.
Yeah, we might, and just out of curiosity, we might wait to, because we know we could get it out there quickly.
So our teachers, yeah. And just to see, and what avenues where they're getting it from,
Mhm.
and see what's working.
As long as they've got time to take it, which we're talking about teachers here.
Oh, yeah.
They don't necessarily have time to like that.
Unless they have a PD day in-house and they got some time and
Yeah, I know, I
they'd really be
sent out,
using something else.
before today's meeting, I sent out a
Oh,
thing
for
saying,
you,
you know,
you're
hey, you know, we're gonna be looking at the missionary science
I'll send
thing,
you
if you have
everything
any
I've got
thoughts or
tonight.
suggestions or whatever, you know, send them to me, and the only one who replied was the head of our science department, and his only comment was, and I mentioned that before, that was my explanation, should be easy to read, and it should be a document, and I understand that nobody else even responded, so.
I sent you anything that's been done so far as minutes are concerned are on the DESI website. That I'll send you in
I know you guys are talking about something.
At first, I missed the very first 2 days of first time investment, and I thought, when I went first and what part came the next time, I saw the videos were up, which I did not, but there were no written minutes on there.
There were.
Not the first time, I haven't looked since, because you guys kind of kept me up to speed and told me that at that time, there were no written minutes, only videos, links to the videos was it. So I don't know if there's anything since I've been this way.
Alright, so I'll
So
wait
if you
till
want
I
to-
get home and have the computers back.
I'll see that.
And if it's, because you don't want to watch the hours of video, I mean, it's done.
Come on, there's good stuff in there.
So hopefully there'll be some written minutes.
I'll let that science teacher do it as she leaves.
Could you watch it for me and let me know what I need to know?
I mean, can you imagine sitting and watching everything that we've done today? I mean,
Oh my gosh, I forget. Oh, that's good.
I think we all do.
but I mean, you know, so much of it, I mean, if you actually narrowed it down to what did we accomplish today? On notes, it's, I mean, there have been, in the past, we have been in group setting work and we've been going through standards, I mean, it's been, today's been kind of different.
I think we're a mistake there.
Okay, so, we have our template, we have our assignments. What else do we need to do?
Don't,
Oh, do we
I'm
want
gonna
to
work
call
with
up
Ken
the,
on trying to see where we're at in getting that spreadsheet.
you're gonna do that. So, what about the evidence statements? I send the link and I open them up and do that, and then I'll let you know.
What is our assignment for the meeting in Oklahoma?
Well, we can look them over a little bit now unless you want to read now. I'm good either direction. Cool.
Do you want to just show us what you,
Well, you just have to open them up and look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
so,
but if you wanna look to see if there's like, look for specific evidence statements related to like evolution. To see how it's defined or scoped out.
you maybe we can put on specific topics, because until we get some feedback, we decide which ones we are going to go forward with.
Well, like,
And which email is the, is this the,
I sent 2 in a row, one had the
in December, January?
January.
7th. I'm just searching email for Susan. I'm doing
Lucky me, there's not many of us.
Well, there's, I think it was my, I know it's Sudan, I think it's Sudan.
Not you.
Yeah. One more piece of, it's called One More Piece of Information, is what it's called, and it's on January 7th.
Okay, I'm interested that one is the.
Well, this is only high school, right? Not middle
Yep.
school.
That's all they have right now.
Okay. You didn't go to any of the regions, did you?
All my days I've been sleeping.
Gotcha. I'm just, so, because when you go to Chicago, they're gonna have so many sessions on this. Maybe let's take us to the paper soon.
Didn't even have a piece of information.
Didn't give us a date or time frame they might come out with, did they? Yeah. Give us some more. And then K8 is, who is just high school?
So in it LS4, the evolution, I just did a Google search for, I put achieve, actual evidence.
I got
Oh.
the email, open, I got send it to you if you want.
Achieve high school.
Science evidence.
Then we're gonna have trouble getting together after April.
It's fine.
I got
Do you all know, have anywhere a list of which standards we ended up just leaving out?
We only had one.
And that should be listed in, the document, or it's, the same as you sent the minutes, the 21st of
Actually, I
October.
don't know if it was in there, but I can tell you which one it
Okay,
was.
yeah.
One that,
Was it left out or moved?
We had one that was left and then we took out.
It was okay.
new
Then
line.
it didn't get moved up to the high school, okay.
It was,
Oh, it's taken out, that's what taken out of middle
it
school.
was taken out of middle school. It was LS 1-8.
I knew it was like, a bottom somewhere, I got a visual of that.
LS 1-8 we removed.
There's the. Is it?
In middle school.
Middle school.
Middle school.
Middle school, LS 1-8 we took out.
You're forgiven this time because you're the newbie, but that's fine.
Next time, we won't be quite so much. I don't think there's anything in high school that was removed. I have a question mark next to LS 2-8,
Middle school, high school.
high school.
Unless two,
See if it's on
Read
there.
this thing.
Evaluate the evidence for the role of group behavior on individual species' chances to survive and reproduce.
That was one of what we had said.
I've got it right, I can look
I
right
don't
here.
think it's, group behaviors like include flocking, schooling, herding, cooperative behaviors, such as hunting, migrating, swarming.
LS 2-8 is what I just said.
So,
Nope, excuse me.
I think once we read what it said under number 3, we said, okay, was the issue there.
So did you all, when you got it under your strands and stuff, of course, I guess like in middle school, it would depend on how they all get broken up, but did you feel like you got it down to enough standards that it wasn't too much to teach?
Well, we broke it down by strand, not necessarily looking at it based on course. But, well,
We
kind of.
talked about it. Well, we looked at what CPS did, but with what, if you kind of assume it takes 2 weeks to teach a performance expectation, which it kind of does, I mean, depending, then, if you pull out 4 of those, that's like pulling out 8 weeks, that gives you a whole other quarter of time, that's pretty good gift there. That it should, that and we've basically gotten rid of a lot of micro type stuff and sticking with the big things. We should be in pretty good shape.
So I know that was one of the first things that came out in the group was that, there was kind of a consensus that there was more to teach than what you had time to get taught well. And so
Yes.
that was,
And the other thing to keep in mind is just because there's no standard doesn't mean it's going to be tested. So when thinning it down even a little bit further, that might be a little bit more too. Because some of these, the test cases, they look at and go, yeah.
so do you leave it up to the testing companies to say, we're not gonna test that? I mean, how do you as a teacher know which ones are?
After you see the pilot, and after you've given it a year or two, then you know from then on what you
Like
think.
right now for the biology EOC, we know there's not going to be very much on natural selection or evolution on it. A couple of questions maybe, but nothing detailed. And not really very much on photosynthesis and cellular respiration. It's going to be cells, it's going to be genetics, it's going to be ecology. Lots and lots and lots of ecology.
Yes.
Right.
Because
So it's not necessarily something that on standard that says, although we feel this standard is very important that be taught, this will not be an item that's tested.
Well, they had that on the old leagues, but that's not for, not this committee to decide.
Yeah.
And there was some comment that after this gets done, the next step would be to revisit assessments. and
See, this
decide
has to be first, and that's and that would be money dependent.
which has stopped some other assessment reforms in
I'm
the
sending
state
out
several
another
times.
email, but you are a part of the group. Would you let me know if you get the second email, just says contacts? Oh, hold on, I have to change it. I passed it, I forgot to.
Right now, we belong to $100 assessment. So we should have used that, we're gonna use that.
No, you're not, I'm choosing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you have. Okay, yep, okay, I just wanna make sure I'm.
The state board of
Choosing the
education
right
is going to
group.
visit assessments.
Okay,
After
so
they
when I
decide
send
what
you
to do
the
with
other,
our-
so you got me.
They really know what they're gonna do with our
The
application.
Desi guy that's at the school
Yeah,
board
I got it
association.
in a row. Template.
That's
Please
told
send
me
me
that,
document
you know,
contact.
it's
Okay,
kind of
and the
hard to know
contacts
when
you actually have twice, because I included
Sure,
the
in
contacts in the document.
And I know
I
from what I
didn't
heard through
include the minutes
November
of
and December,
anything necessarily.
there is
But
concern about the
I
size of
included
the
any
groups are
documents
small.
that we have been saving
And the
information on,
representation is-
which hasn't been much,
Yes.
really and truly.
And so I know there are some people who are concerned about it. And then
Oh,
there is a lot of miscommunication in that there are people who are questioning the higher levels that aren't part of the minimum to graduate, from high school with science, some science comprehension. They're talking about the advanced physics and the advanced chemistry and
No, but not all schools have that.
exactly, that's what I was telling us, and we're not setting everything you might learn in high school, we're trying to set what everything you should
The
learn.
bare minimum for every single student.
What every student should be exposed to.
And the other part of it is,
You can't do the overall.
well, and
And
the
every
way I
every
try,
school's gonna do their own.
Yeah.
the way I try and meet the concern about us being a small group, because I share that concern, I do,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Troy.
is,
About that all week.
the survey.
The survey is addressing
You
that.
do one in February, you get to anything in April, and you do one in September. We'll just have to wait for other people.
Well,
What
I
dates
did
do you
just,
do?
I texted,
Thursday,
I texted
Okay.
again
Oh,
yesterday
yeah.
to let her know
Request
we're
is
meeting
up on the
tomorrow
26th.
and asked her.
You said you could do February.
Well, I could, it's just me myself, which is not ideal.
You know, there'd be a snow day up there, we wouldn't have to go in
Yeah, that'll make her feel better. You're gonna lose a week or two for snow too. In addition to all the other things.
say, we've got 9 people of our 11 who have been participating. We haven't heard from Danielle or Tony yet.
Although
Or
I
Kim.
just told her that there was an email sent, and she was like, oh, I didn't see it, thank you, so she now
Okay.
reconsidered.
Okay, so yeah, Kim, Danielle, and Tony are the 3 people we need to respond to this, so we can get this finalized.
And Kim will probably see it when she does the same.
Yeah. And then, I can email Tony and Danielle.
So, because you can, we can do it on our calendars.
And I'm just gonna look for whichever one, if we can get 8 people, a minimum of 8 people there. Then that will be the one we choose. The most popular. Okay. All right, so when we come back, we'll be looking at the survey, and that will be the start of our putting our wording together.
You guys sent out a number email a few days before you come back.
I did this
She
time.
did.
I sent one out last week.
That's nice.
Because I just remember, hey, we're meeting, so.
So the next time we're meeting is roughly.
We don't know yet.
It looks like the end of February, either the 26th, 27th, or 28th,
That's great.
so we've got a little bit of time.
No, because it's going to be stuff. You need, let's say, now on that Thursday, everybody's Friday or Saturday, I can't be here. Let's still be able to see the results of the survey, so I can look at it.
Yeah, we can export out a PDF to you and
Okay.
share that.
Because that'd be something very important that anybody's thinking here would want to see, and just looking at that should not be a part of any problems.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm trying to keep this all secret.
Oh, no, no.
Attached to me, but I just figure let's go.
Oh, I like that idea very much. I'm just saying, of course, can't physically be here.
So like when we
That
have
would
a
be a
school
thing to
board
look at.
meeting, prior to the meeting, we have a packet that's sent
Yeah.
out.
An agenda.
And has information, might have copies of bids.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
oh, yeah.
So sharing that information.
That's something else.
So did we end up, does somebody have some notes, or do we need to write some notes about what we did today? Or-
Well, I started writing something down, and then so I can put it in a document.
Can I enter it?
Well,
I don't understand that you had to take this off the
Just view only would be, that way we can still.
Yeah.
We should have changed it.
Okay, so those.
These are going to be in detail, of the setting the study.
They're not, they're different anyways.
Oh,
If they want more, there's the video.
Group speaking.
you're welcome to come over here, be the secretary. Or note taker, or whatever the position is called.
I just go actually say that.
It's,
That would be with the computer is using it.
Oh, here you go.
We used to have to do the session. Say, the evidence statement.
Oh, so you want to save it as a document or save it as the website to get back to?
Our website is cool.
You want to save it as a website, like in your list to go back and read?
Right.
This is just my pen.
Okay, I got it right here.
So we got one more.
You don't even need to know you just.
yeah,
We-
I started, so I was gonna finish.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
So,
Right there.
there's just some
You're still signed in.
search, yeah, these are.
I was just yeah.
So we'll say school,
Share.
let me say. going back to what we were here for PD. From there, yeah, that was it. There it is. That's over here. That's it. Click on bookmarks over there. Now, here we go. Here. Right there. That is a bookmark. Your reading list. Don't ever apologize. So, bookmark. Then when you're on the internet, you can go back there. That's bookmark. You can just call it the that, call that.
You know, I've been fiddling with these things for a long time, and I still learn new stuff all the time.
So then when you go, how do you find it? How do I find it? Okay. I know. Here, you're up here. I know. Let's see. Oh.
We can't even look at it.
You can't.
One set of things. I'll just have to read mine. See how I do it.
Yeah, we can look at it.
We're gonna try, we're looking at it.
Okay, we should be able to look at it, we just start to edit.
Oh, you can actually. There, see, there it is. It says I put up it. It's in your reports.
I would like to view all.
Yeah, and if you want to change it again, you can go to reading list. And that means you're in here, and reading list, and there it is. Yes. So if you go wrong.
Unless you wanna type in everybody's email. Yeah, what I would do if I were you, is I would take a
I'm sure if you want.
sorry.
Oh, maybe your knees work better than mine do.
Somehow copy that. And then, email that comes out to the group here. And let me see if I can.
Just sitting on. Yeah. It's resting in there long enough. I don't want to do it back up very well.
Yeah. I gotta go over here and see it work. I see it, I know people emailing in right next to each other. Take out the distance of a message travel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about the distance, that when you text or call somebody that's halfway across the country and you have seconds.
Yeah.
You know.
So you all can't just go on your group of that and see it?
No, not anymore, but you can send us the link and we can click on it like this. Did you want it to where we can view it and not edit it? Then you're gonna have to add everybody's email address.
But you don't have to, the one, you've got a lot of changes you want to do before you really let us see it
Yeah,
again,
I'm
right?
like, we're gonna switch, we're gonna change it.
They want you to send it as an email attachment next time.
Okay, so don't even worry about.
Yeah, don't worry.
Right, because you got a lot more work to do, we aren't doing
So
that.
then, next time we're here, is just, copy that link and send it to everybody, and then we can get on it, and change it, and you want the link and see it.
Well, I just emailed you.
And you can do it.
And actually, if we start working on verbiage next meeting, that would be a good way to do that.
Yeah,
If we were all editing the same document instead of trying to have to marry documents back
Right.
together.
Uh-oh.
So just wait.
Nina, if I can do this? Hang on here. Okay, so we click here, and we click bookmarks, and we wonder what happened to it. You go to mobile bookmarks. Are you needed in a different area? Yeah, Samsung mobile and mobile bookmarks. I think with it here, that means that you could possibly get it in more than one device. You see what I'm saying? Because like a lot of the stuff with Google, that if you do it in one device, it kind of spreads it out over others now instead of being specific. the survey results in wordsmithing, right? And that's basically all we have left, right? I mean, it's just figuring out what our recommendation's gonna be. Okay, and how to.
And what the format of it. We're making.
Are we gonna also try to meet with the, elementary guy?
Are we ready to see their documents? I mean, are we ready to see what they have, what they've done?
Could they give us a census sample just so we can
Sure, they
look
could.
at it?
What he wanted to do with us was. I'll read you what his emails said. Okay, he sent an email and said, "Hi, Clara, this is Bob from the K-5 Science Workgroup. Hope you had a wonderful break. I'm writing because I remember hearing that your work group wanted some of us K-5 folks to help out or offer input or help make the two ethics fit together. I am available this Friday. I teach an 8 o'clock class, but then am finished so I can be in Jefferson City by 11 o'clock. Please let me know if you would value my presence there. My background is physics, PhD, and taught high school level for 7 years, now teaching physics and engineering at Jefferson College. But I've also done a bunch of curriculum design, professional development, facilitation at all levels K through 12, and I was on the critical stakeholders team reviewing the engineering. Thanks." I replied to him and said, "We haven't met since October, so I'm not really sure where we are. Is Thursday afternoon too late to let you know? If it is, then maybe it would be better to have you join us in February." He says, "What are the meeting dates in February? Just out of curiosity, Thursday afternoon is not too late to let me know. Our group is planning on having a Skype-type meeting this weekend to plan our next steps. So we're hoping to have some firsthand info from your group meeting so that we can align our efforts. Thanks." And I said, "Our next date is Thursday, February 12th. I'll let you know about Friday as soon as we decide on Thursday. Thanks again for your help." So,
They can Skype.
yeah, you do video conference.
As long as it's posted to the public and available
Because
for
you could,
everybody to.
because you could record your Skyping and then give it to Stephanie. Too. So,
More than one person at a time?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it starts falling apart. Like 5 or 6 in, he'll start not being so.
Well, if at some point we're here and it means we have to have one more for our quorum, at least that might be an option. So we just aren't waiting forever.
Well, yeah, for individual, but I'm just curious about,
I've never done more than 3 or 4.
and I actually was gonna try and do that with some of my teachers. There was one in Rhode Island, and I got kind of scattered all over, and I was talked out.
I've done 3 or 4 people.
Google Talk is basically the same thing, and it's not bad. I mean, but like I said, once you get a couple in there though, I've not done a whole bunch of Google Talk, but I know in Skype.
Hangout?
Yeah, Hangout.
Yeah.
That used to be.
That works.
It's kind of fun to touch your people.
When we send out this survey thing, that first sentence, you should just kind of tweak to fit who we're sending it to rather than see.
yeah. Or you could leave the whole thing and then they can figure it out.
I'm doing the whole thing.
I already sent it to the vice president and asked him.
I'll send it as soon as I get home.
Okay, so this is what I have for our minutes. It's much shorter than what they had. I said group began a little after 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. after discussion of what constituted a quorum. It was determined that a quorum had been attained. Discussed dates for future meetings. It was decided that previously determined dates no longer worked. Claire created a doodle survey to vote for new meeting dates. Discuss how to proceed with today's meeting. Reviewed the survey Susan created to get Missouri resident feedback on NGSS performance expectations. Edited and accepted a version of survey. Decided to wait until next meeting to discuss verbiage of expectations after survey results are compiled. Created an email template to use to distribute survey. Determined to whom we will send the survey link. And then I put the list of all the people that we thought of that we would submit.
I would add just one little bit that, with, after consulting Desi, it was determined that we have our quorum. So that shows that we consulted a legal
Yeah.
We
authority.
didn't think that the mock, yeah.
We didn't even consider.
Consulting Nina Dean.
Yeah.
That's who I consulted that.
Nina, we just threw you under the bus.
Nina.
Broke the lunch habit.
Okay, all right, so. Next meeting is still to be determined. However, it will be at the end of February. That was the other thing I was gonna let you guys know. The email from Malia, she got back to me. They'll cancel our room reservation for tomorrow and post it on the Sunshine Law notices. The governor's office building is unfortunately not open on Saturdays. Some groups have been reserving rooms on Saturdays through MSBA. If you'd like to do that, please let me know. I'm glad to help coordinate that. So if we end up with a Saturday, I just need to let Malia know, and Malia will get it worked out for us. So we might not be in this room, and as soon as we know where we can meet, then I can get that information to you guys.
Sounds like Thursday was one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least for February. Thursday's winning, so that would be. If this room is available, then we can.
Who's got cash space for me?
But we're pretty spread out.
I think there's going to be surprised that more those people that know this might actually exist and show up. Wouldn't that be just amazing?
File, save as.
I don't know if I would even say it, I'll just turn around and go back.
Oh, I know, but just want to see who they are. I'll see it. Who are these people? Who's family?
We dug through.
It makes you wonder if they were ever notified that they are.
Or my business, it
You
where
know,
did the ball
and you're gonna
drop?
show up at the
Did they
end.
contact us and didn't respond, or did they not contact us?
You're not underneath that because it wasn't like you were sitting at home waiting until this moment.
It's the people who are on there.
From the beginning.
From the beginning, there are details.
So those people that haven't showed up, did you have an email address or anything for them?
I've got nothing, and with the lack of organization for how to contact those people, I mean, when I was talking to Nina this morning and I was telling her the names of the people that we still hadn't contacted, she's like, I don't know who to tell you to contact. But at the same, so I asked her if I should contact those organizations specifically, and she said that might be the only way to get something done, but that's not your job. It's true. But, so.
You think that people will be checking and see, like, I go back and talk to the person like me just to kind of tell them, you know, hey, we're getting, you know, what's going on, we're doing, you think people are pointing, they would be asking, hey.
I mean, my contact would be like, after that first group of meetings, just to make sure that they had their an accurate list of who was coming. But after that,
That guy's in this town, with church, he's ours.
Okay, so here I need to put together, we need to put together a new template for this month that I can send. So I'm gonna send it to like everybody in the brother, so they can say, got it.
Want me to post on my Facebook? and I'll put on their triple X-rated content,
Right.
and then everybody will.
Make sure there are no children around. High school, those emails get opened immediately. Every
Do
time.
not open in front of your children.
Right.
After the students are gone,
They
they're all surrounded me.
look what Brad is up
Dang
But
it.
Now I
he's
gotta
in
read
Missouri, so yeah.
Springdale, Kickapoo. Name of group, HB1490. Secondary science, I guess they don't need PhD. Secondary science. Okay, name and email of the chair.
It is a different name. Taylor taking
Name and email of the secretary of the work group.
You took them out of that.
Unfilled spots in the work group. Again, yeah, let me tell you.
See previous documentation.
I've
But
got
I
it
just want to
already.
grab everything that is still sitting in that table, so my husband's extra, has his extra copy.
What's the extra?
I should look.
No, remember, I'm
So borrow your
temporarily
brain.
I'm relocating electrons.
Relocating,
Not, they're coming from the wall on, it's like a boom.
Oh my gosh, the kids,
They start the power plant and they come all the way through that wire and they get all the way through
the
the.
kids
So
don't,
can't you just take a battery out and put it on your tongue and that will recharge it? I said, where did you get such an excellent idea? The mountain survival man on TV said that it worked. Well, maybe the mountain survival man's been on its own just a little too long.
Maybe too many batteries.
Exactly.
Affected his brain a little bit.
I'm like,
Oui.
I mean,
So the kids just couldn't get gotten confused to see if there is a charge in the battery?
well,
Maybe the kids just got a little confused.
I'm like, but these are the same students that, you mean the microwave that I use in my house actually uses microwaves?
Or that it's a lower energy than visible light.
I love asking him what the bubbles in boiling water is, or
Oh,
what
yeah.
the
there,
gas,
right there.
what's the gas in a hot air balloon?
And what's in between the electrons and the nucleus? Air.
Not there.
Lots of air. Really? That's interesting.
That's hard to
I had
Oh,
the
yes,
students
okay.
ask me, so,
Very impossible.
so cells, do we have like lots of cells in our body? Or are we just like one big cell? I said, point to your nucleus.
That would be a dangerous question to answer.
I was just saying, I don't know, I want to see that.
I would be like this,
Yeah.
point to your nucleus.
That's what I'm thinking, I'm closing my eyes. At least you didn't say, show me.
Okay. Oh, that even more.
Yeah, that's something, oh, no, no. Please don't embarrass me.
a lab, I think, where they just real basic, well, not young, they were freshmen. They had to do balloons and an ice bath and like underwater balloons. And in the room, and then they heated the balloon, I think. Yeah, and then they did the circumference and had to figure out, if the balloon had changed, not how much, but that would have been crazy, but if it changed why. So we just had a simple little graph on the top that said, room, ice, steam. And then on the side, and then they had to figure out the circumference of the balloon. And so these kids just hadn't had a thing, hadn't paid attention, had no idea what they were doing. And I look out and they're measuring the circumference of the room. And I'm like,
Oh, great.
what the?
This is when I, how are you kidding?
good way to do that.
This is some buckets of steam in the celebrate.
Or, how about a muzzle line?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 yards of flight line.
My boys would send certain players, other players that need some pull and pray. They'd send certain players up to the coaches and ask for the left-handers football. Or the left-handers baseball. And I'm like, you guys are so mean.
We started a thing where we're actually doing misconceptions way before we start teaching. And the problem, a lot of the teachers are like, yeah, but it's kind of blowing up what I had planned for them. And I told them, if you teach before you do a misconception, I don't care how long it takes you to do a misconception, because what they'll do is they'll take that misconception and plant it very neatly inside of what you told them and keep it forever.
Yeah.
They will never lose that misconception. Even if you tell them something completely different, they'll figure out a way that would mesh those two ideas and come up with something crazy.
Yeah, that's what they get mad at me, they won't tell me anything, they tell me what they're thinking. And I said, you're gonna go back out the door and go back to where you were. I get paid the same, you kind of wasted your time.
Or some of them are, I asked them one time, why is it that you get more cold in the winter? And he said, well, of course, it's because bacteria in March is travel much better in the cold. And I said, go home and take everything out of your fridge quickly. Because that's a breeding ground for disease, apparently.
Well,
Freezer?
Wow.
that's the whole, you breathe in oxygen, you breathe out CO2, and I go, really?
So mouth-to-mouth preparation, exactly how did that fix the situation? Well, what, if you're just bringing out only CO2, aren't you making somebody who's dead, if you're doing mouth-to-mouth?
Now, they could give you a little, well, they say, well, we don't suck it into our lungs, we just stick it into our mouth and then bring it back out.
And they're like, and they're,
I'm just your supply lady.
We are just finishing,
you can shut her down.
yeah, we can shut her down because I'm just typing up the update here.
We're talking about,
Half an hour.
yeah, that's on.
You have to open your mouth.
Did you see the hydrotherapy one? There's some
Yeah, the projector's
Is the
there.
power strip still
Yes. Patricia's still using the power strip.
Do we have that yellow folder?
Oh, it's over here in the window.
Oh, good. I have the direction, how to shut it